or who we thought they were. And that's why we took the day.
Sorry about that. Yo. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic day.
We're going to be adaptable. We're going to be violent. We're going to be explosive, maximize the talents of the players that we have, and that's how we're going to win games. And don't get it twisted, we're going to win games.
Yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team. Unfortunately, the Arizona Cardinals. What's up, y'all? Hopefully, everybody's having a fantastic Wednesday. Smack the like button here on your way in. Subscribe to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. On the road to 19K. Cannot do it without you guys. If you guys don't have your post notification bell on the channel, or if you guys don't follow any Arizona Cardinal news 24/7, like unfortunately I do, we got some news dropped a little earlier today, probably about an hour ago. I was supposed to be live around 10 a.m., but we had to push it back because obviously the breaking news that just dropped. Jonathan Gannon came out to the media and ended up telling them that Marvin Harrison Jr. is out for this week 11, versus the San Francisco 49ers due to appendicitis. Ended up having surgery, and the report came out from Adam Schefter as well as Ian Rappaport that it might not just be 1 week that he's going to be out. Now, I don't know if you guys have had anybody that had appendicitis or the surgery that needs to happen when you have that. It's not 1 week of recovery time. They open you up. You got to heal. It's going to be a while. So even Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter said that this could be a multiple week type of situation where he's not going to be playing football, and rightfully so, right? I mean, especially if you have something like that happening in your personal life, speedy recovery, hopefully everything's good, and then we kind of move on from there. But it doesn't, I guess, help the fact that the Arizona Cardinals have been struggling to stay healthy all freaking season long, and it's just another thing to kind of add on this hell of a season that the Cardinals are going through right now. I don't think I had this on my bingo card that we're going to be waking up on Wednesday and finding out that Marvin Harrison Jr. had surgery and is going to be out on week 11. So there's that. Mack Wilson Sr. also ruled out, rib injury. And then Trey Benson, there really is not very much update on him. 21-day window's not been open. All they say is day by day, and he's progressing. That's what it is. So what we're really going to talk about today is the coaching staff. Obviously, with this news, it kind of shifts on over the topics to still talking to something similar to it, right? I mean, obviously, if you're looking at the title of this live stream, Jonathan Gannon is not good enough for the NFC West, and he's not. He's not. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. rolled out, tank. So right now, the Cardinals are 3-6 on the season. They're 0-3 in the division, and I know you're probably hearing that a lot, but it's important. It's important to note that in November football, where you are deciding if you are a playoff team or a team that's probably not going to go anywhere, this is when you find out, right? Either going into November or maybe within the first week of November. I think the Cardinals already know where they are and who they are in 2025. With a lot of unfortunate circumstances turning the direction that ended up happening for the season, the Cardinals right now are probably not more than a 5-win team in 2025. I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, but not having Mack Wilson Sr. out there, not having Marvin Harrison Jr. out there, and with the wide receiving core that we have with Michael Wilson, which I'm a big fan of, Greg Dortch, Xavier Weaver, and probably some other guys that are going to get elevated from the 53. It's the real nature of this season has completely gone on a 180 just real quickly. So I think everybody's focus right now is probably on 2026, especially a lot of Cardinal fans that are maybe, I wouldn't say not diehards, but Cardinal fans that probably don't follow the team unless they're actually doing good. Those guys are probably already tuned off. They probably tuned off when they lost against the Tennessee Titans, if I'm going to be real with you. I have noticed that when I have gone live or even on the videos of the post-game reaction, I think a lot more people that are watching are the opposing teams trying to watch a Cardinal fan basically upset because they ended up losing, right? But honestly, I kind of grown past the upset phase. I think I've kind of came down to the realization that this team just is, it is what it is, right? there's a lot of question marks heading into the 2026 season. And it does also, it starts with the coaching staff. I'm throwing Monty in there as well. And then we all know, right? We're having this conversation for a very long time now. Kyler Murray is also in there as well, with the unknown, with the quarterback state and where we are. There's going to be a lot of turnover. A lot of turnover. I don't know if Jonathan Gannon is safe. Right now, in week 11, I would say yes, especially with all the reports that we end up hearing with Jonathan Gannon might be able to pick his own guy, right? In terms of a quarterback, it seems like he's going to be okay. But I do believe that a big deciding factor is what happens in the rest of the season. If he loses the locker room, if the Cardinals continue to get blown out, right? If they're not competitive, I think all those little factors do take a part in a play heading into 2026 and obviously the offseason for the Cardinals. Do I believe Jonathan Gannon deserves another chance? There's a percentage in me that does feel like he deserves some sort of chance, especially when you kind of tie yourself to Kyler Murray. But that's kind of the decision that they all knew and they all made together, right? When he took this job, he knew that it was the Kyler Murray show, and that's what Michael Bidwell most likely told him. Like, this is going to be how you're going to have to make things work with Kyler Murray. Now, could he have pivoted in year 2? I mean, if they set themselves up for a succession plan, he probably could have pivoted maybe sooner to somewhere else, to somebody else, definitely, right? Because let's be real. I mean, the only real difference between Kyler Murray this year and Kyler Murray at the second year collapse, there's not much of a difference. But in 2024, the Cardinals started off not very good. They went on a 4-game winning streak. They were 6-4, right? They were at the top of the division heading into the bye week. After the bye week, they finished off the season 2-5. Right? But Kyler Murray, what we saw this year and in the end of last year, there's no real difference. It's the exact same thing. The problem as to why the Cardinals were able to pivot this year is because they had some sort of little out. And that little out was Jacoby Brissett. Last year, they had Kyler and Tune. And Tune was not going to take the helm and not going to take the reins from Kyler Murray when he is your franchise quarterback. That's one of the main reasons why I was like, you, as a Cardinals organization, I need you to start being more, I guess, hard-nosed. I guess this is a business of you either make it or you don't. You sink or you swim. You got to start creating plans 2 or 3 years in advance. Even 1 year in advance, right? I'll even give you that. The Cardinals aren't that organization. Every single year we find ourselves in the doorstep with multiple different problems right at our doorstep, and we're trying to have to fix all the pieces, because I almost promise you in 2026, whether the Cardinals go after a quarterback in 2026 or they don't, or if they go through one from the draft or free agency, however they decide to do it, all the problems aren't going to be solved. And boy, do we have a lot of problems. Well, boy, do we have a lot of problems. This offensive line is cracking and crumbling in front of our very eyes, and they have been in the beginning of the season. This run game is non-existent. This wide receiver number 1 in Marvin Harrison Jr., obviously take away the news that we already heard this morning. Now people are starting to question, is he even a true wide receiver number 1, right? Is he actually going to show up in big games? Now, we've seen flashes here and there. If we were going to see a next bounce-back game of Marvin Harrison Jr. from that Cowboys game, which we were all expecting, I don't think we would have that question mark. But now Marvin Harrison Jr. is now putting us kind of in doubt, and he's going to miss a week, at least a week right now from what we know. It's going to be plural. I almost promise you it's going to be plural. It's going to probably be more weeks once we kind of get more information on the surgery of Marvin. I've had a couple people in my family that had that surgery, and I get it. Not every surgery is exactly the same, right? I get that. And everybody recovers differently. I get that. But you're cut open. You're going to have to heal in order for you to go back to football activities. This is a brutal sport. This is one of the most physical sports in the NFL. You were just cut open. You got to heal. That bad boy is going to take a little bit before you can actually come back here in football activity. So expect something to come out maybe next week, maybe later on this week, that the Cardinals are deciding to move them on to IR. Expect it, right? Because from what we heard, Jonathan Gannon said, I think this happened a day or 2 ago. He kind of went back and forth. I think he said 2 days ago, and then he was realizing what day we're actually in. And then, and then he ended up saying, I think he said Tuesday, they ended up having the surgery. So obviously those things happen like this, right? That happened to my family as well. They were good 1 week. They were good the day before, and then bam, it hit them, right? So it's not something that you can predict. It's not something that you can say, oh man, how did you not catch this a week or two ago? You can't. These things happen like that. Like, especially that type of situation. So no fault at all, but it's just the succession plan, man. We never have one. We never have a situation where we're planning for the future to say, okay, we're going to be fine because we got X, Y, and Z. No, because realistically, we're heading into 2026 with a relationship between the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. And that seems to have gone very, very south, at least with kind of what you're hearing from like the Nationals perspective level, but we still haven't heard from Kyler, right? We still haven't heard from him. I'm assuming he's kind of ready to move on as well. I don't know. I don't know if there's any bad blood. I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know him. I don't know any person on the inside. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. Even the media credential people, I don't think they know. They don't speak to Kyler unless they're given permission by the organization. And because he's on IR, he can't speak. He's not going to be able to speak. So it's a situation that we're in right now. It's very unfortunate, but there's going to be a lot of question marks surrounding JG, right? Especially coming off a brutal, brutal performance against the Seattle Seahawks. Now I get it. It's 1 week, right? Every other week that we've seen from Jonathan Gannon, he's been close. He's lost by 1 possession, 3 points, 7 points, what have you, right? Everything's been close with the exception of the Seahawks games. And even in that first Seahawks game, we were down pretty bad. Not as bad as this one. Not as bad as this game with Jacoby Brissett, but we were down pretty bad on that one. And in the fourth quarter, they came back, right? So there's a lot of question marks. A lot of question marks with Gannon, with Petzing. I mean, I'm not sure, like, I think it's kind of gotten to the point late, and I'm not sure if you guys feel the same way. I don't even bother listening into any of these guys anymore. Now, Rallis, he's still young. I know Petzing's still young as well, but when I hear things coming out of the mouth from Drew Petzing, and him saying that he doesn't feel like the offensive line regressed, that makes me pause, and that makes me say, okay, well, are you saying this because you don't want to A, throw people under the bus and that's not the culture that's built? Or B, you are just clueless as to what truly everybody else is seeing compared to what you're seeing, right? Now, yes, you are one of the very few offensive coordinators on the NFL. You're one of 32 right now, right? I'm not going to come out here and say that you're the smartest person in the world when it comes down to football. I'm pretty sure there's other smart football minds, but does he feel like he's smarter than like 98% of the football watchers, the Cardinal fans, or just NFL fans in general? That's kind of what it feels like, right? Like this coaching staff has a little bit of an arrogance to them that they really can sit there with a straight face and say things like this offensive line hasn't regressed. They're playing really hard. Well, that's not the question. The question is, can they freaking block? Can they create holes for a run game? Can they protect their quarterback back there? That's the question. Have you seen a regression from last year to this year? That's the question. And you're not giving us a straight up answer. And not just that, the question that was also asked about, do you see a difference between Kyler and Jacoby Brissett playing? And he says there's no difference. Oh my God. What? You are out of your mind. Like, why are we even listening to these guys if they're going to bold-face, straight-up lie to our face? Just straight-up lie to us. Straight up. How are you not seeing a difference? There's a big difference between the way Kyler as well as Jacoby Brissett and functions in this offense. Now, I get it, right? I keep going back to the same thing. Is he saying these things because he doesn't want to throw people under the bus? That is a possibility, right? He doesn't want to seem to kind of stir the pot. That can be a real possibility, but I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the shtick. You are on these media passes weekly to tell the damn truth, and you're not doing a damn thing. You're not even telling the truth. You're bold-faced lying to the Cardinal fans that are coming in here to try to listen to the answers as to why the hell we got beat down the week before. And you're lying. You're straight up lying. Jacoby Brissett and Kyler Murray play different games. In this system, Jacoby plays better than Kyler. Is Jacoby a better quarterback than Kyler Murray? No, he's not. But in this system, he sits in the pocket. He does what he needs to do to make this offense function the way that it should. Now, in this last week versus the Seahawks, I don't think anybody was going to be able to function that offense good, especially when you had a masterful game plan with the coaching staff and Mike Macdonald. When they talk about game plans, right? And they, chess and how to beat the opposing coach, Mike Macdonald seems to be always prepared. They always seem to be prepared to have the best game plan to attack what the Cardinals do best. The Cardinals don't ever do that. It almost kind of feels like we go in with a different game plan weekly, which we already knew that, right? They were gonna that was their shtick, right? That they were gonna be adaptable, that they were gonna play violent, explosive plays, like that's what they were gonna do, right? And don't get it twisted, we're gonna win games, right? Right. That's how we're gonna win games. Don't get it twisted. We're gonna win games. Jonathan Gannon told us in the beginning. And yes, are we winning games? Yes, we are. But the realistic nature of it all is he's 3-12 in the division. 3-12. Now, when I talk about things, I don't talk about just 1 week, right? I talk about the whole sample size that we've been seeing, right? And that's one of the main reasons why people always kind of got on me when I was talking about Kyler Murray, because people were only able to, I guess, correlate that specific week. Oh, well, that's not Kyler Murray's fault. Oh, or that's not his fault. Or Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh, that's not his fault. I look at the whole sample size of how long you had and where we are at right now. There should be some serious discussions, and I mean serious discussions about this coaching staff, Monty Fort, the quarterback, everything. Everything should be on the table. Nobody should be safe heading into 2026, right? And I'm talking about the big pieces, right? Your coaching staff, your general manager, and your quarterback. Obviously, you're not trading away Trey. You're not trading away Marv. He's still a young guy. Is he fell below expectations? Yeah, he has. He has. He had some flashes here and there where we're like, oh, damn, there you go. You could potentially be a wide receiver number one, but we're just not seeing that consistently, right? But I'm talking about the big three. Your front office, your coaching staff, your quarterback. The big three. There should be some serious evaluation. And I don't care if the report that came out 2 weeks ago saying, or a week ago, that Jonathan Gannon might truly get an opportunity to pick his guy. I don't care about that. Because I'm still myself looking to see what happens weekly. We have the 49ers, which they just came off a brutal loss themselves. They ended up getting beat down by the Rams. Well, we got beat down by the Seahawks. And we got a backup quarterback at Jacoby Brissett. Don't have our wide receiver number one. Don't have Mac Wilson Sr. Don't have a true number one running back. And in our offensive line, we know them, that they're just really bad. They're looking for a bounce back season. So look at this number at 3-12 in 3 years from Jonathan Gannon. It's probably going to be 3-14. It's probably, and I'm not trying to be negative Nancy, but it's a truth of the nature. And that's why I'm getting on Monty so much. You put this team together. You did this. This is your doing. Now, the unfortunate part is the fact that we keep hearing Jonathan Gannon say we are in the business of solutions, right? We are in the business of solutions. We make it work with the guys that we have. Guys, without Marvin Harrison Jr., we're going to be left with guys like Michael Wilson, which, like I said, I'm a big fan of. I love him. I think he's a great player. Borderline, great, good player. You're going to be left with Dortch, Weaver, which I was really happy about, but has not really got a real fair opportunity. And then you're going to get some guys you're going to elevate from the practice squad. Like that's where you put us. And I know he's not able to project injuries, but that's why you create depth, right? And you had money to spend. How many times were people jumping on their high horse saying, you should go after Keenan Allen, Monty? You should go after Keenan Allen. You should go after Amari Cooper. Now, Amari Cooper ended up retiring, so that would have bit us in the butt. That's true, right? But Keenan Allen. You should go after Keenan Allen, Monty. He said, nah, bro, I'm good. We're keeping the same thing. We're running it back with the same wide receiving core. All we're doing on the offensive side is we're drafting one guy. He's going to be a guard, and he's going to land himself on the IR. That's the only thing he did. That's the only new piece that we ended up bringing here to the Arizona Cardinals. That's why I'm getting on Monty as well. And that's not even to mention, he hasn't even helped this running game. We're still running with Amari DiMercado, Bam Knight, and Michael Carter. And we have no real solution on when Benson's coming back. When is Benson coming back? Nobody's telling us a damn thing. This right here feels like rock bottom. It does. With this regime, it feels like rock bottom. It really does. At least with Cliff Kingsbury, and I see you up there, Cards fan. He ended up saying Cliff Kingsbury got fired for less. Just saying. Well, yes, Cliff Kingsbury got fired after Kyler went down and only winning like 4 games, right? That last year in 2022. something like 4 games or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's overdue, honestly. Like, I love the fact that Jonathan Gannon does bring these guys to fight hard and doesn't seem like they quit. But also keep in mind that Jacoby Brissett was pulled out, right? And Drew Petzing was asked, why did you guys pull out Jacoby Brissett when it felt like the offense was starting to kind of get some sort of rhythm, right? And Petzing ended up saying, that's actually a better question to ask Jonathan Gannon, right? Ask Jonathan Gannon why they decided to pull Jacoby Brissett out. Right? Now, realistically, we were down a lot. So I guess I don't hate the decision to pull him out with 5 minutes left, but that's as good as throwing the white flag. We're done. We're cooked. We're just like, we're done, right? It's over, right? We're seeing a lot of those type games. Those are a lot of those type of games. The season or the schedule doesn't get any easier for the Cardinals. It doesn't at all. This was a underwhelming, exceeds below expectations that we thought we were going to have as Cardinal fans. We got the 49ers this week. Next week, we got the Jaguars, which they're probably looking their chops, looking at this and saying, oh, we got this. They're probably licking their chops, and they should. We're only a 3-win team. That's who we are. Then we got the Bucs with Baker Mayfield, very, very good team. Then you got the Rams. Oh, man, here comes the Rams on December 7th. Then you got the Texans. Then you got the Falcons. Then you got the Bengals. Well, guess what? Joe Burrow might be back. And then you got the Rams to finish off the season. Where do you see a realistic win here? Where do you see a realistic win here? At this point, it almost kind of feels like we're packing it up. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to miss more than one game. Hate to break it to you, he's going to miss more than one game. You can't have that type of surgery after you have appendicitis and not expect to heal while playing the most physical sport that is available, right, in the NFL. I'm sorry, in the NFL, in the United States. I guess some people might say hockey, whatever, but I mean, you know what I mean. This is a brutal physical sport. You just were cut open. You're going to need more than just a week to heal. So expect to hear something moving forward that Marvin's going to miss more time. This feels like we're just flushing this season away. It feels like we got our eyes set on something like a top 5 NFL draft pick in 2026, and that's the direction this Arizona Cardinals team is going to go, which I don't hate, right? I don't hate at the end of the day, but at least give us something to be excited about. Like, damn. I mean, I guess I'm excited to see Trey McBride continue to eat. Like, that's cool, right? Right now, Trey McBride has had probably one of his best seasons so far in his career. Bar none. Trey McBride right now, 603 yards, 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns right now, Trey. And he's probably going to continue to be fed. He's probably going to continue to be fed. 61 receptions, 603 yards, 6 touchdowns. Killing it right now. It's TJD says it is. Like, the Cardinals have some sort of way to, like, not even give you hope, right? Like, the hope is gone. Like, at one point, like, the anger phase is not even here anymore. It's just sad and depression phase. Like, that's where we're at. Again, another year with no November football that's meaningful. Another year that's no December football that's not meaningful. It's a tribute to how this organization is ran every single year. Michael Bidwell is the worst, if not one of the worst owners in the freaking NFL. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of him. He's terrible. The decision-making is terrible. He refuses to spend money and get all these guys like Jonathan Gannon and Petzing and Rallis and Monty Ossenfort when they had absolutely no experience in making this work. No experience, and he thought it would make it work. It's not working. And if we realistically give Jonathan Gannon another year, which it might feel like we might give him another year, because we can always blame this on, oh, hey, the problem was Kyler, and the problem was also injuries. Like, this season just didn't come out the way. Like, I already hear the excuses piling up. I hear it. But you can't ignore the fact that when healthy, and you can't ignore the fact that when Jonathan Gannon was given a healthy team, he still is 3-12 in the division, regardless of its health or your first year or what. Regardless, Mike Macdonald in our division right now in year 2 has swept the Arizona Cardinals in 2 years. He's 4-0 against Jonathan Gannon. And the only time Jonathan Gannon has actually beat anybody in the division was twice with the 49ers and one time with the Seahawks. I'm sorry, one time with the Rams last year. That's it. 2023, we were swept. 2025, it feels like we're trending in that direction again to be swept. I'm not saying it's all Jonathan Gannon, but I'm also not saying that he's the answer. There's got to be some serious evaluation. And enough with this bull crap BS. It's injuries. It's this. Well, Monty Ossenfort, you put us here. You put us in this position. You put us here when you didn't want to get us a running back. You put us here when you didn't want to get anybody on the offensive side of the ball. And when we start getting hurt, we have to depend on people like Dortch and Weaver and Palmer. You put us here. So everybody needs to be evaluated. Everybody's got their hand in the cookie jar. Everybody has got their hand in a cookie jar. And as to why we are here. The whole Kyler Murray situation and how they handled it, I will give them kudos and how they handled that. It wasn't ugly. It didn't seem like it was things blew up. It seems like it was handled respectfully. It seems like Kyler Murray is going to be like, okay, I respect it. You're going to make me, choose a team. Next time, okay, let's handle this in the offseason. That's what it feels like it's going to trend to. But when other teams go through this, they have an answer. I don't feel like we even have an answer. That's the problem. That's what's frustrating me, is I don't think there's a real solution here as to what we're going to be doing in the next year or two. We're just winging it. We're saying, F it, wing it. And that's what's frustrating me as a Cardinal fan. Now, I was asked last night on the NFC West Roundtable, and I don't expect anybody to be there, right? We have a bunch of Rams fans. We have a bunch of Seahawks fans. We have a bunch of 49ers fans puffing their chest out on the chat. And I don't expect any Cardinal fans to be there on Tuesday nights. Because, honestly, it's sometimes hard to even be on the show when you're the laughingstock of the NFC West, the step-headed red child every single week and every single year. So I don't blame you guys for not being in the chat. But if you guys want to, NFC West Roundtable, 9 p.m. Eastern, check it out. Great show. But going back to what I was saying, is that Jonathan Gannon is at 3-12. It's just simple as that. 3-12. This is a brutal season. Will it get better? Probably not. Probably not. They don't really give us much hope for the rest of the season. Jacoby Brissett is probably going to finish off the season, and I'm truly not even expecting another win. I just kind of want to be competitive, and I kind of want to see people develop, and that's kind of sad in a year 3 of a rebuild, but that's kind of where they put us at. They put us in a hole. Like, okay, like, what do we do from here? All I can ask for is at the end of the year, there's going to be some serious evaluation. None of this cookie-cutter BS. Oh, it's injuries. Oh, it's all Kyler. No, well, Kyler's got a part to play, but so does this damn coaching staff. It's insane, man. It's insane. It's just the same things over and over again. Ila Dre says, Mike, I can't. Me too. Where do we go from here? There's no real excitement to think that Monty Ossenfort is going to put us in the best position available. Or even if they do keep these guys, right? Let's say they keep them. Who's confident? Who's confident that Monty Ossenfort is going to be able to strike the best deal to get us the best value for Kyler Murray? I'm not very confident in Monty Ossenfort to make that deal, if I'm going to be real with you. I'm not confident that he's going to be able to do it. With our luck, he's probably just going to release him. And we're going to have to eat dead money because that's the way that Monty Ossenfort works. He ain't good. So far with what we've seen, he ain't good. His drafts have been the only highlight in his career. Trading sucks. Free agency is off and on. More meh than good. I mean, obviously, Josh Sweat was a really good pickup. That's probably one of my favorite. Kazir White I liked. Mack Wilson Sr. I liked. Everybody else probably just trash. Or not impactful. I'm getting real tired of this, man. I'm getting real tired of this. And it might be the Marvin Harrison Jr. news throwing me over the edge. Might be making it a little worse than it probably should be. And I know I should be preaching, oh, hey, we can win this game, guys, if we do X, Y, and Z, right? And that's the way some people want to hear. Some people want to hear from me that, oh, we can win this game, guys. We got the 49ers coming our way. We could potentially be playing Mac Jones, or we can be playing Brock Purdy that was hurt for a long time. We can win this game if we X, Y, and Z. No. Why the hell do I even want to win a game at this point? For what? To hurt our draft stock and potentially and not have one of the top 3 quarterbacks? Which, to me, I think it's top 2. It's Ty Simpson or Fernando Mendoza. If you want to take a flyer, if you miss on a guy in the first round, I would feel like that's a huge fail on Monty Ossenfort's behalf if he stays. But, you got to get one of those 2 guys. You have to. You got to get in front of the Jets. You got to get in front of the Saints. You got to get in front of any of these guys that are potentially going to take away Mendoza or Simpson from you. And that's even talking like we know for sure that they're gonna come out in this draft, right? I'm talking like, oh, I know for sure I don't even know they're coming out in this draft. I don't know if they're gonna declare. They might see the Cardinals and said, oh, but I'm going back to school. It's that bad, man. It's that bad. I literally texted my wife to say, can we move out of this freaking state? She actually responded with something that I was actually very surprised. She said, where do you want to go to? I was like, I don't know. Just anywhere but here, right? I'm so tired of this freaking play. I'm so tired of the sports here. I'm so tired of everything in this freaking sports town. They all suck. They're all terrible. They're good for 1 week, and then they suck the rest of the years. It's so bad. Bolt thrower in the chat says, I'm afraid Mendoza won't be around when the Cardinals draft in 2026. Yeah, well, right now we're set at the 11th pick in the 2026 NFL draft. He's going to be a top 5, if not the first overall pick in the draft, bar none, right? He's going to be top 3, top 2 pick for sure. So the Cardinals, that might be where they're looking at this and making a business decision. I don't know. I don't know how do we go from here. Unless they have a serious plan and to get themselves somewhere in the top 3, where do we go from here? Kyler is most likely gone. For the people out there that are holding some sort of hope that he can stay, the relationship is cooked, guys. I'm sorry. It's cooked. Gannon chose Jacoby over him. There's no coming back from that. Now, if Gannon gets the axe and he gets fired, and maybe Bidwell says, okay, Kyler, what's up, man? You want to stay after we got rid of Gannon? Is that a possibility? Well, anything's on the table. But at this point, why do you want to even stay here? Right? I'm talking to Kyler. Why? I don't blame him if he wants to go. I don't blame him. So it's just, it's a mess, man. It's a real mess. John in the chat says, to make matters worse, the Dodgers are a dynasty now. Whoa. Oh my God, dude. Seriously. No, 100%. If you're not a baseball fan, you don't understand. If you're not a baseball fan, you don't understand. But you're right. This does make matters worse. And bless the hearts for the Suns right now. Bless the hearts for the Phoenix Suns for giving us something to root for right now. And now we know they're no championship caliber team. We know that. But they're giving us something to cheer about. They're giving us something to be excited about. Is that going to come crashing down later on in the season? Probably. Right? When they play teams like the Nuggets and they play those OKC teams, those teams that are really high caliber. Yeah, that's going to come crashing down for sure. But as of right now, let us take our win. That's all we got right now. Suns is the old thing we got. Cardinals suck. D-backs don't ever meet expectations. And now they're talking about trading away Ketel Marte. Good God, man. It's a mess, man. It's a mess. Appreciate the super chat, John. Thank you. Real only goo on the chances. My friends change teams. I'm the only one riding it out. I don't know why. I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm even contemplating my life decisions. I'm going to be real with you. I'm contemplating my life decisions, to be real with you. I've been doing this for 7 years, and ain't nothing changed. I felt like there was going to be some sort of little impact that I would be able to do with this community, and I'm going to be real with you. I've tousled with the idea of just Mike dropping this bad boy and saying, man, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Let me focus on my own success here. And not even talking about this team that isn't worth a damn bit, man. I've tussled back and forth. So if you ever asked yourself as well, I mean, you're okay. I've had myself that same situation as well, man. I don't know how much longer I can be doing this. I really don't. It's not good for the mental health. Let me tell you that. Michael. Oh, well, that's. Appreciate you for being here, Michael. Thank you. Aiden in the chat says, should have traded Kyler this offseason and signed Darnold. I mean, we should have just traded Kyler in general. Even if it wasn't bringing in Darnold, we should have traded Kyler. Like, we knew, right? We knew that it just wasn't working. And they wanted to force it again. We knew that it wasn't working. They just wanted to force it again. And now we're here, right? Where the relationship's gone sour. Kyler feels like he's being scapegoated or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what Kyler feels right now, but that's only what I'm imagining. He wants to go to a different team. It feels like it's kaput. It's crazy, man. Long life Cardinals fan from Japan here. My loyalty will never change. # Cards for life. Well, keep it going, brother. Keep it going. It's a tough business. It really is, but keep it going. Randall V in the chat says the Cards just wait too long to act, always behind everything. Bam, facts. That's the best way you can describe it. Facts. 110%. There's no real innovative. There's no real leader that's going to be, I'm going to make this change. I truly believe the Cardinals, they got Cliff Kingsbury. Like, I truly believe that the Cardinals got Cliff Kingsbury because they wanted the next Sean McVay. They wanted the next Kyle Shanahan. They wanted that young, hot guru on the offensive side of the ball, and that's why the Cardinals went that direction, right? And I think why we got Kyler Murray is we wanted to get the next Russell Wilson. We don't ever think outside the box. We're not smart. We're not innovative enough to say, this is what we're going to do. I love this guy. I love this guy's skill set. We're going to start something different. No, we're followers. We're not guys that create new things or new trendsetters. We're the followers of the freaking NFL. And that's the reason why we're always so behind, because we're not doing things by ourselves. We're looking to see what the other team's success is, and we're trying to replicate that. The copycat league, we're a part of those teams that always want to copycat. That's what we are. That's what we are, unfortunately. We got Kyler because we wanted the next Russell. We got Cliff because we wanted the next McVay and Kyle Shanahan. And it bit us in the butt because guess what? You can't replicate what they are. They are geniuses of what their craft is. And Cliff wasn't it. Gannon wasn't it. And then Kyler's, for what it's worth, hasn't worked. Here. Can he work somewhere else? Probably. Here, he hasn't worked. Bidwill. I don't even know. I don't even know where we go from here. I don't know if Gannon is truly fighting for his job, right? What I do know is that at one point he was in the hot seat and national people were talking about him in the hot seat. What I do know is that it does depend on what happens the rest of the season, unfortunately, because Michael Bidwill is that guy and thinks more monetary reasons than anything. I don't think he wants to continue to pay Keim and Cliff and Gannon if he fires Gannon. Because guess what? He's still paying Cliff and Keim for the stupid decision to extend him for 5 years and then fire him that year. Idiotic. Idiotic. But instead, he wants to buy himself a jet 3 or 4 years ago. Instead, he wants to go ahead and do all these other things that don't benefit the team or don't make it better. Right? Oh, we'll wait until 2028. We're getting that new facility. I mean, what's really going to change? I mean, he probably got embarrassed because of those damn grading, the report cards that came out. That's why he got embarrassed. That's probably why he's making a move finally. He only makes the move when his hand's forced. That's what it comes down to. It's insane, man. It's insane. At this point right now, ladies and gentlemen, it feels like let's just ride out the season. We're going to be that team that people are looking and saying, okay, that's a win there. Chalk it up as a win. And at this point, if you want some serious changes, unfortunately, things need to go south really, really fast. So we're going to have a smaller abbreviated stream today because honestly, at this point, it's getting to the point where I don't even know what to talk about anymore. So what we're going to do is close up shop. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for allowing me to vent. It is what it is.
We're going to be adaptable. We're going to be violent. We're going to be explosive, maximize the talents of the players that we have, and that's how we're going to win games. And don't get it twisted. We're going to win games.
All right, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Smack the like button here on your way out. Subscribe. We're on the road to 19K. Can't do it without you guys. Appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. As always, go Cardinals.